Namaste, I'm G. Rajnish. The student PNR number is 2024 83. I'm privileged enough to submit my oral assignment for the topic Vedic people and Vedic period. The question which I'm going to answer is number one, the democratic system in the Vedic society. Introduction to Vedic society. The Vedic period, which spans from 1500 BC to 500 BC, supposedly is a significant era in ancient Indian history characterized by the composition of the Vedas, which are the oldest sacred texts of Hinduism. This period is notable for its complex social and governance systems and laid the groundwork for democratic principles in India. The political organization during this time was not strictly monarchical. Rather, it included elements of democracy that allowed for collective decision making and community participation. In the early Vedic society, political organization was primarily tribal and kingship based. The basic unit of governance was the family or the kula, led by a head known as the kulapa. Several families formed a village called the grama, which was overseen by a village headman known as the Gramini. As these villages grouped together, they formed larger units called Visu and ultimately the highest administrative unit known as the Jana or the community. The leader of a Jana was referred to as Rajan, who acted more as a protector rather than an absolute ruler. The assemblies were named as Sabha and Samiti. They were the two key institutions that exemplified democratic practices in Vedic society. The Sabha assembly consisted of elder members of the community who were respected for their wisdom and experience. It played a crucial role in a decision-making process concerning administrative judicial matters. Members of the Sabha would gather to discuss issues affecting their community, ensuring that decisions reflected collective interests. In contrast to the Sabha, the Samiti was more inclusive and allowed broader participation from the community members. It functioned as an assembly where various voices would be heard, facilitated discussions on political matters such as electing leaders or making decisions about warfare. The Samiti had significant authority. It could even banish a poorly performing king and elect a new one if necessary. These assemblies demonstrated an earlier form of participatory governance where decisions were made through consensus rather than unilateral decrees from a king. The Raja's power was not absolute. He was expected to act in accordance with the wishes of his people as expected and expressed through these assemblies. The king's legitimacy depended on his ability to maintain order and protect his subjects. He was advised by various government officials, including priests, military commanders. Priests were the Purohits, the military commanders, the Senanis, and the village heads, the Gramanis, who assisted him in the governance. The advisory system ensured that leadership remained accountable to the population. The concept of bicameralism also can be traced back to this period through the functioning of both Sabha and Samiti. While the Sabha represented the elder wisdom, the Samiti provided space for the younger voices and broader community inputs. This duality reflects modern legislative structures where different chambers represent varying interests within the society. The democratic practices beyond the assemblies. Democratic elements extended beyond assemblies into everyday life. Within the communities, this was reflected through collective decision making, wherein decisions regarding resource allocation, conflict resolution, and communal welfare were often made collectively during gatherings at local assemblies. Elections, leaders were chosen based on merit rather than hereditary succession. For instance, historical accounts suggest that leaders like those from the Sakya clan were elected through deliberative process involving intense debate among the community people. Inclusivity, although patriarchal norms existed, Women participated actively in the earlier assemblies during early phases of Vedic society. Their involvement indicates an acknowledgement of diverse perspectives within the democratic governance structures. But however, as time progressed into the later Vedic periods, about 1000 BC onwards, there was a noticeable shift towards more centralized form of governance, characterized by increased monarchical powers. The importance of assemblies like Sabha and Samiti began to decline as kings consolidated authority over larger territories known as Janapadas or the Rashtras. Despite this decline, remnants of democratic practices persisted through local self-governance systems such as panchayats, which continued to operate effectively during later invasions and colonial rule, and these panchayats exist even today also. These grassroots institutions have been recognized as vital components sustaining democratic traditions throughout the Indian history. In summary, the democratic system in Vedic society was characterized by participatory governance through assemblies like Sabha and Samiti, where collective decision making played a crucial role in political life. While earlier Vedic leaders operated through accountability towards their communities, later developments saw a shift towards centralized authority. Nonetheless, many foundation principles established during this era continue to resonate within the India's contemporary democratic framework. Thank you. The second question which I am going to answer is the Gurukul system in the Vedic society. Introduction to the Gurukul system. The Gurukul system of education is a significant aspect of the ancient culture, particularly during the Vedic period, which spanned from approximately 1500 BC to 500 BC. This education framework was characterized by a unique relationship between the Guru and the Sishya, where students lived with their teachers in a residential setting known as the Gurukul. This system emphasized holistic development, moral values, and practical skills, making it an integral part of the entire Vedic society. The origins of the Gurukul system can be traced back to the Vedic texts, which laid the foundation for various aspects of Hindu philosophy and education. The term Gurukul is derived from two Sanskrit words, Guru and Kul. Guru meaning teacher and Kula meaning family or home. This reflects the familial bond that existed between the Guru and his students. Education during this period was not merely about acquiring knowledge, it was viewed as a sacred journey towards self-discovery and enlightenment. The structure of the Gurukuls, they were typically situated in serene environment, away from the urban distractions, providing an ideal setting for contemplation and learning. The physical structure often consisted of simple huts or dwellings where both the Guru and students resided. The daily routine in a Gurukul was disciplined yet flexible, allowing for balance between academic study, practical work, and spiritual practices. The curriculum in Gurukuls were comprehensive and diverse, encompassing various subjects essential for personal development and societal contribution. The key areas of studies included the Vedas, the Sanskrit literatures, the mathematics and astronomy, the philosophy, the practical skills also. This broad curriculum aimed at fostering intellectual growth while also emphasizing moral values and practical knowledge. Coming to the role of the Gurus, the Guru played a central role in the Gurukul system as both an educator and a mentor. The relationship between Guru and Shishya was characterized by mutual respect, trust, and wisdom. The Guru not only emphasized learning, imparted knowledge, but also served as a spiritual guide and nurtured the holistic development of each student. In this context, education extended beyond beyond formal lessons. It included life skills learned through daily chores like cooking, cleaning, gardening, tending to animals. These responsibilities instilled discipline, cooperation, and self-reliance among the students. Admission to a Gurukul was based on several factors including caste, lineage, personal merit, and the discretion of the Guru. While Brahmin students often receive preferential treatment due to their higher social status within the traditional Hindu society, there were instances where even talented people from other castes, from lower castes, also could gain admission based on their abilities. The gender dynamics also influence the admission process. Boys were more commonly enrolled than girls. However, there are so many exceptions existing from girls or for girls also from noble families and based on their talent who received education at home or in specialized institutions known as the Kanyashalas. A typical day in a Gurukul began early in the morning with prayers or meditation followed by academic lessons led by the Guru. Students engaged actively during these sessions, during discussions and debates on various topics. Physical activities such as yoga, martial arts were also incorporated in their to their daily routines. But and they this hands-on approach ensured that learning was not confined to theoretical knowledge only, but extended into practical applications which are relevant to the physical everyday life. The values which were instilled through education, the Gurukul system placed great emphasis on character building through various value-based education. Essential virtues such as honesty, compassion, respect, or and other for others, humility, self-discipline, and responsibility were the integral components of the curriculum. By living closely with their gurus and peers in a community setting, uh, the students developed strong ethical foundations that guided their actions throughout the life. How about the decline of the Gurukul system? Despite its profound impact on the Indian society over centuries, the Gurukul system faced challenges leading to its decline somewhere about in the 12th century. Due to various socio-economical changes, including invasions by foreign rulers who introduced different education paradigms along with the British colonial rule, which further marginalized the tradition systems like the Gurukuls. In summary, the Gurukul system represented an advanced educational model which was deeply rooted within the Vedic society. It emphasized holistic development through rigorous academic training intertwined with the moral instruction while nurturing environments led by respective gurus. Its legacy continues to inspire contemporary educational philosophies seeking balance between knowledge acquisition and character formation while addressing modern societal needs through innovative approaches and deeply rooted in tradition. Thank you.